5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, the country is slowly reopening. It's, starting and stopping, but we're now seeing events. And food obviously can make or break an event. We will talk to one of the most successful catering company owners in the country next on The Jeff Crilley Show.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is The Jeff Crilley Show. We have all been to weddings and company picnics and corporate events where the food can make or break the whole thing. If the catering company messes it up, the whole event is down the tubes. To talk about that right now, Alan Sweitzer, he's the owner of Royal Catering, one of the most successful catering companies in the country. Thank you for coming on the show.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Well, I got to feel your pain because you got a lot of pressure on you. When you're doing an event, I mean, the food's got to be just right.
Yeah, I think, the food part is, to me, that's kind of the base entry point. I mean, it's got to be good food or no one's going to order, but then there's so many other elements to it. The being on time and the setups and, the serving temperatures and the safety. I mean, a big part is just making sure that your people know how to serve food safely, because good food that went bad is...
Yes.
No one wants that. So
yes.
Safety is always a huge thing for us, but just the whole temperature and the timing and all that. Because the food's good when it comes out of the ovens and it comes out of the bakery and everything, but you got to transport it, move it around, set it up, and do all that in a way that's safe.
And know how long food will last sitting out, right?
Yeah, and a lot of people don't really know that stuff. They just sort of do whatever, and so you really don't want to do whatever. You want to know.
Very cool. Let's talk about the pandemic, because I know that hit you as it did most companies. What was your experience with the pandemic? It started at the beginning.
Well, it's been very unique. I mean, we started the business right before 9/11. We went through the Great Recession. Those were very challenging times. I remember hearing no one's ever going to fly again after 9/11. All these things, but this came, it started with a couple large events canceling, and then just a tsunami of cancellations coming through. And so we've never seen anything like it. And then, some clients had prepaid, so you had to start giving money back. Then you had to talk to your staff about, all your schedule is now gone from this to nothing, and manage cash very, very, very closely, because we're a very labor intensive business.
Absolutely.
We keep about 55 full-time people going usually, and
wow.
and all that. So we had to really try to keep that going with not overextending our resources, because it happened so fast, and it went from very busy. January was the busiest month we ever had. February was strong.
Yep.
March to April was nothing, so you just sort of go, okay, we're just going to hunker down and,
Wait, you do a great job. We're going to pull some pictures off the website, and I want you to kind of narrate this for us. What are we looking at?
Well, we do a lot. We do a lot of different markets, which is good because we have some diversity in our client base. So different clients are coming back quicker than others. But our corporate client, where we do our breakfast, lunch, afternoon break, that's kind of our sweet spot, the corporate training client business. So
sure.
We'll do breakfast, we'll do a lunch, and our guys will come in, and we make everything in house. We smoke our meats, we make our breakfast pastries, we make everything, desserts in house, which is unusual.
Sure.
Most places buy those things. Quiche, that's a good one. So we'll do, and most of our clients are very repeat. We're 98% B2B, business to business.
Right.
We do social weddings, but that's the repeat clients are the ones that, like the Texas Instruments and those big companies that keep coming back. And so we work with the same. We've had clients we've worked with for 15 years. The
yes.
same contacts. Usually they're administrative assistants in larger companies. and they're just, you know, the salt of the earth to us.
What kind of food is the most delicate? So like a bride says, I want this, and you instantly start thinking about, oh gosh, that's a toughie.
I say in anything catering, I would avoid anything fried. I mean, anything, because you get a lot of people that want to do the chicken fry. I know you can get that from, but anything that you've got a very short shelf life to just turns into a mess. You know, smoked meats are great. You know, most things we've learned over the years. You know, just because something comes out of the oven looking really awesome, by the time it gets to McKinney and a wedding,
yes,
it looks different.
Well, we want to roll a little bit of video off of your website on grilling, because I think that's fascinating. And I saw an item that you posted on Facebook not long ago about kind of drive-through grilling.
Yeah, we've done a few things like that just to get kind of creative.
Yeah. Well, tell me about that. What is drive-through grilling?
Well, a lot of our clients in the summer will have, and we actually have done some large grilling events this summer. We just did. Okay, to mention clients, I guess. Or,
yeah, sure.
Veridesk and Capel.
Yes,
we do a lot for them, and they're great. And we did a 4th of July grilling event. You know, so we'll do. We have a bunch of large grills. We have a storage warehouse in Garland that we go get the grills, and we take them out to the site in the parking lot. People come out and they'll get their bratwurst or whatever.
That's
and
cool.
So our guys do it on site, and we'll do up to, you know, a couple thousand people plus for those things. So for this, you know, we've had a couple, like, you know, maybe an apartment complex that wanted to do something for their people while this was still pretty sticky timing. So we'll do it. Maybe we grill the meat there and take the sides. We make our pasta salads and everything, but we'll put them into boxes, and they'll come by and they'll get it, and we'll hand it to them.
Cool.
And they can take it back to their apartment unit. So they're still trying to do the community building events. We're just packaging things a little differently.
And there's probably just the experience of coming there and watching people grill. It's kind of fun to you know, share in that.
It's wonderful. Yeah. So, and we've done so many themed events from luau's to whatever, but grilling is something we do a lot of.
What's the largest event you've ever done?
Wow, it's hard to say. I think the largest thing we did maybe have been for a Dallas County Community College district-wide event for maybe, you know, 6,000 or something.
6,000
at different campuses simultaneously, kind of.
Oh
thing.
my goodness!
Yeah. But you know, we do in the holiday season. It's pretty typical to do 500, 1,000, 2,000, that kind of stuff. Or we were talking about ice cream sundaes for 2,000 or 3,000 people in the summertime normally.
Okay, ice cream sundaes in the summertime.
Yeah,
that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah. The logistics and the dry ice versus the ice cream melting, it can go bad.
All right, I want to talk about cake pops. We've got some video of some cake pops, and I love this off of your website because it's kind of almost a how-to, showing the audience how it all comes together. I know cake pops kind of got hot about a decade ago.
This is a few years ago.
Yeah. Tell me about cake pops.
Well, the nice thing is they're easy to do. This was for I think this was for Chase Bank because of the colors.
Okay.
We'll do customized colors for corporate events, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like UTD will do orange and, you know, green, and I think these were blue, and they did these for like I think the CEO took them around to all them. You know, they took them to all the employees in their you know, so this was something easy to distribute.
Yes.
And we did it they wanted it in blue and their colors and that kind of thing. So, but it was a couple thousand of them.
What should somebody look for when they're choosing a catering company? I mean, how do you choose?
I think reputation, because the catering has such a diverse, you know, definition to it. Somebody dropping off a bag of sandwiches, you know, I'm sure the sandwiches are great, but it's drop off. It's not catering. Our guys will go in and they're all trained on the food service safety, and they'll do pretty setups. They'll do little chalkboard signs so people know, oh, that's gluten friendly. They'll do all those things that, you know, it's important to you and your guests.
Yes.
So the catering thing, and we don't operate a restaurant at all. We're purely catering and, you know, make everything to order and all that. So it's easier for us to have diverse menus, not just, I mean, you know, I love something like, you know, Chick-fil-A, but you don't eat it 5 days in a row, you know. So we have a diverse menu, and we can set up everything with the nice Schaefers and all that.
Sounds like you like a challenge too.
Yeah.
Like if somebody comes to you, what would be a challenge? Somebody wants to do a medieval times themed.
We've done some of those, but I think the challenges are actually kind of coming now. And we talked about we're doing more of the virtual events.
Okay.
And so luckily we have about 20 vans, and we can get it to a lot of places. But like we mentioned, like some of the awards programs going online, virtual, where people are, you know, partying in their homes. with a small group, and we're working with the Admin Awards on their awards program from November,
Cool.
and we're going to be taking food to, I don't know, maybe 30 different locations simultaneously.
Wow.
So the logistics of that's going to be tough, and it might be 5, 10, 15, 20 meals per pop, but it used to be in the Statler Ballroom,
Right.
and now it's going to be all over Dallas-Fort Worth. So those are the things that are fun to work on. That you get a little nervous, but you get good butterflies too.
Okay, look into your crystal ball. What do you see for the economy? What do you see for catering in the next 12 months?
I think that there is going to be some long-term change, but people are going to return to work. Most people are have that community building culture is built around food. So we're going to see a lot of comeback on that. I think there's going to be less competition in the market, which you take that for what it's worth. And we've always operated as a debt-free business, so we can hopefully sit a little while and wait on the sideline. But I think it's important to stay true to your market if you believe the market's going to come back, and not try to go do something like become a grocery delivery service or something, pivot into some weird thing. I think our clients have been in communication with us that when they get back, they're still there, and they haven't forgotten us. So we feel good that it's going to come back, and we feel like we had 27% growth in 2011, and I attributed that primarily to coming out of the Great Recession.
Wow.
So I don't know what this could be, but it's going to be, and we're doing a lot of weddings. To me, I thought weddings would be one of the slowest things to come back a few months ago, and they're one of the first. And we've been doing weddings almost every weekend. We did a couple graduation parties, deferred graduation parties in August on weekends, and we're seeing, instead of the large 300-400 weddings, maybe someone has a nice house, they'll do 40 people, more the micro wedding. But people are not going to stop socializing.
Yes.
And working at home's great, but you still want to go in occasionally, I think, and have that ice cream sundae with your peers.
Yeah.
You don't want to be isolated completely. So I think even if there's more people working at home, there will be the team building community, which is good for us. Feed more people at once.
Cool.
And then they can.
Alan, you've been a great guest. We're going to put the website up so people can get in touch. RoyalCateringDFW.com is the website. Alan Sweitzer, Royal Catering. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks a lot, Jeff. Appreciate it.
You bet. And that's it for now. We'll see you next time.